You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
You've probably seen the headlines. I mean, they're everywhere, right? Financial news, tech blogs.
Oh, yeah.
Asking this really big question about artificial intelligence. It feels like maybe after a couple years of just white-hot frenzy, there are these whispers, maybe even louder than whispers, that the AI enthusiasm is finally cooling off. So our mission today in this deep dive is to really unpack that. Is the AI frenzy actually cooling down? Or is it something else, something maybe more nuanced going on?
Right.
And what does that really mean for where AI is headed? We're digging into this based on a really insightful article, actually, from the AI World Journal by Sydney Armani. Came out just recently, August 13th, 2025.
Yeah, and it's a great piece because, like you said, it's definitely not a simple yes or no. The article makes that incredibly clear.
Okay.
What we seem to be witnessing is, well, less of a collapse and more what the piece calls a maturation phase, which I think is a really good way to put it.
Maturation phase, like growing up.
Exactly. It's this big shift from just dazzle, the initial shock and awe, towards actually delivering results. From dazzle to delivery.
Dazzle to delivery, I like.
And what's fascinating is the article compares this AI wave to the early internet boom. But, and this is key, it notes that AI's stakes are arguably even higher.
Higher. How so?
Because it affects, and this is a quote, the economics of intelligence itself.
Well, that's fundamental.
Wow. Okay. So if we are moving from dazzle to delivery, what are the signs? What are we actually seeing out there that suggests things are, cooling off a bit? What's the first clear signal the article points to?
Well, the really obvious one, the one that jumped out immediately, was market jitters and profit taking.
Okay. The money.
Yeah, the money. I
Yeah.
mean, think back to April 2024. NVIDIA, kind of the poster child for AI hardware, right?
Literal.
Took a 10% hit, market value, in one trading day.
Ouch. That's billions wiped out. Tens of billions, yeah. Now look, they're still up massively long-term, let's be clear. But a sell-off like that, it showed real investor anxiety about these sky-high valuations.
Right. A reality check.
And that whole buy anything with AI in the name thing, that seems to be fading out, especially for the stocks that are just sort of AI adjacent.
Okay, so that's a big psychological shift in the market.
Yeah.
But what about the companies? The ones actually trying to use AI?
Right.
Were they hitting roadblocks too, beyond just what investors were feeling?
Oh, absolutely. And that leads right into the second point, which the article calls the pilot purgatory problem. Really evocative name.
Pilot purgatory. Sounds stuck.
Pretty much. Lots of companies jumped in super fast in 2023, launched AI pilots, big announcements, lots of fanfare.
We all saw those.
But now they're hitting the really hard part, actually scaling those pilots up into full production.
Okay. The follow-through.
Exactly. And that means wrestling with, messy data quality, unexpected integration costs, trying to plug this into old systems, big security worries. And even surprisingly sort of deep-seated cultural resistance inside their own teams.
Wow, cultural resistance within their own organizations. That really blows a wrench in that whole move fast and break things idea, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Because AI isn't just plug-and-play tech. Often, it demands a huge operational overhaul, and that changes the whole calculation for investment, for timelines, everything.
Okay, so market jitters, pilot purgatory. What about how people just think about AI? Has the general vibe changed?
Definitely. That's the third signal. A new realism about AI's limits.
Right. Not quite the magic bullet anymore.
Precisely. That initial awe, especially around generative AI like ChatGPT, it's been tempered a lot.
How so?
Well, we're all much more aware now of the hallucination problem, right? Where AI just confidently makes stuff up.
Yeah, that's unsettling.
Very. And there's the real risk of bias baked into the outputs. Plus, the huge computational costs these things need, massive processing power.
And energy. I've read about the energy use.
It's exact
Okay.
heavy energy usage. So that narrative, the AI can do absolutely anything. One, it's being replaced by something much more grounded. AI is incredibly powerful, yes, but it's not magic. It has real limitations.
And, I was really struck by the point about the consumer plateau. The article mentioned that. It feels like everyone I know tried ChatGPT once or twice.
Right?
Yeah. But is anyone really using it day to day? What's the article's take on why it's maybe not sticking for everyday stuff?
That's exactly it. Apps like ChatGPT, Midjourney for images. They saw this absolutely explosive early growth.
Insane growth.
But those growth curves,
Yeah.
they're flattening out now. A lot of casual users, like you said, tried them, curiosity, but they haven't really woven them into their daily routines.
Why not, though?
Well, it seems to highlight this gap between just being novel, being cool, and having lasting utility. The wow factor alone isn't enough for sustained daily use unless there's a really clear, indispensable job it does for you.
Makes sense. Novelty wears off. Okay, so that's individual users, but governments are getting more involved too, right? I imagine that adds a whole other layer of complexity.
Oh, without a doubt. That's the fifth signal, rising regulatory headwinds.
The rules are coming.
They are. Governments are moving past just talking about AI rules to actually doing something. We're seeing it with the EU AI Act.
Big one.
Yeah. The U.S. executive order on AI. China's got its algorithmic guidelines that keep evolving.
So what's the impact of all that?
Well, it means real compliance costs for companies, operational restrictions, a lot of legal uncertainty, frankly, and all that naturally slows down that early tech boom mentality of move fast and break things. It brings in guardrails, which are probably necessary, but they do act as a brake.
Okay. And the last signal the article mentioned was something I've definitely felt myself. AI washing fatigue.
Oh, tell me about it. You read that term AI washing and you immediately think of, I don't know.
That smart toothbrush.
Yes. The AI-powered toothbrush. Or the AI coffee maker. It feels like that AI-powered label is just slapped onto everything now.
It kind of loses its meaning.
Exactly. And it's breeding skepticism. Buyers, whether they're consumers or businesses, are starting to demand actual proof. Show me the value. Don't just give me the promise, the marketing fluff.
Which maybe that's a good thing. Pushes for real value.
I think it is, ultimately. This fatigue forces companies to move beyond just buzzwords to showing tangible, verifiable benefits. It pushes the industry towards, genuine innovation, not just hype.
Listening to all these signals, the market, the pilots, the realism, consumers, regulators, the AI washing, it really sounds like, as you said earlier, a natural evolution, not necessarily a crash.
That's exactly how I read it, too. It feels like a necessary correction, almost. Part of the standard technology cycle.
How so?
Well, any huge new technology has that initial surge, right? Massive excitement, tons of investment, maybe unrealistic expectations. Then you inevitably hit the point where the rubber meets the road.
Reality bites.
Yeah. Real-world implementation challenges pop up. Practical difficulties. So this cooling, it feels less like AI is failing and more like it's shifting gears, moving from that wild, speculative phase into a more practical, maybe tougher phase of application, and getting a clearer picture of what it really can and can't do.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting for me. Because the same article, after laying out all those cooling signals, turns around and shows us a completely different picture when you look underneath.
Right.
It argues that despite all that, the core AI revolution, the underlying momentum, it hasn't slowed down at all. In fact, in some ways, it's actually speeding up.
Exactly. That's the paradox. The surface might look cooler, but the engine underneath is still running incredibly hot.
So what's driving that? What's the biggest force keeping that core momentum going?
Well, the headline reason on the flip side is just massive ongoing investment. Still,
The big players.
the biggest players. Think Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta. They are still pouring tens of billions into AI.
Tens of billions. Wow. Into what specific?
Core research, specialized chips, those GPUs everyone wants from NVIDIA and others, essential for AI computing and just building out absolutely enormous data center infrastructure to handle it all.
And what about venture capital? Is that drying up with the market jitters?
It's become more selective, definitely. VCs aren't just throwing money at anything with AI anymore, but the funding is still incredibly strong for startups that have, a clear path to making money and can actually demonstrate real value. They're just asking tougher questions now.
So huge amounts of money still flowing in. What about the tech itself? Is the innovation still happening at that breakneck pace we saw like a year ago?
Oh, absolutely. That's the second point. Relentless innovation. The pace of breakthroughs is still, frankly, blistering.
Like what? What are some examples?
Well, we've seen incredible new models like Anthropic's Claude 3 Opus, Google's Gemini 1.5 Pro. You hear about these things with like 1 million token context windows.
Million tokens. What does that even mean in practical terms?
It basically means these models can process and understand vastly more information at once. Think summarizing entire books instantly, or analyzing huge, complex data sets in one go. It unlocks whole new levels of capability.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah. And it's not just the giant models. We're also seeing smaller, more energy-efficient models emerging that are really pushing boundaries in things like multimodality.
Multimodality, meaning?
Meaning they can understand and generate not just text, but also images, audio, video, interact with the world in richer ways. Plus, big leaps in reasoning ability and also in highly specialized AI for specific industries, domain-specific AI.
So AI isn't just getting, like, generally smarter, it's getting more versatile and also more deeply embedded into specific tasks.
Precisely. Which ties into the third reason the momentum is still hot. Deeper enterprise integration.
Moving beyond those pilots we talked about earlier.
Way beyond. AI isn't just a side project or a novelty in businesses anymore. It's moving into really mission-critical operations, core functions.
In what kinds of areas?
All sorts. Finance, healthcare are big ones. We're seeing it power sophisticated customer service bots that actually work well, automating software coding, optimizing really complex supply chains, even assisting in groundbreaking drug discovery. It's becoming indispensable.
Okay, if it's becoming indispensable and handling critical tasks, all that needs serious computing power, right? I imagine there's got to be a massive effort just to build the infrastructure.
You are exactly right. That's the fourth point. A full-blown infrastructure arms race.
Arms race. Sounds intense.
It is. The global demand for AI computing power is just insatiable. NVIDIA's top chips, the GPUs, they're still incredibly hard to get, scarce.
Right.
And so competitors, AMD, Intel, plus the huge cloud providers, Google Cloud, AWS, Azure, they're all frantically building out these next-generation data centers. We're talking cutting-edge cooling systems, super fast networking. It's a massive, massive build-out.
How massive? We talking billions?
The investment wave here is measured in trillions globally when you factor it all in. It's like building the railroads or the electrical grid for the next era. Foundational stuff.
Trillions.
Oh, okay.
And it's not just companies investing, is it? You mentioned regulation earlier, but governments must be putting money in too.
Absolutely crucial point. That's number 5. AI is now seen as a national strategic imperative.
Meaning governments have to be involved.
Yes. Governments worldwide now explicitly view AI leadership as vital for geopolitics, for economic competitiveness, for national security. It ranks right up there with like energy independence or cybersecurity. It's a top national priority.
So that guarantees continued focus and funding regardless of market swings.
Pretty much. It ensures sustained government funding, supportive policies, R&D initiatives. It puts a floor under the whole endeavor, separate from the daily market noise.
Okay. And the final point about why the core is still hot, something that really grounds it all, I think, is that AI is actually solving big problems.
Exactly. That's the 6th reason. AI is tackling high-impact problems. This isn't just about making ads more effective, right?
Right.
We're seeing real, tangible breakthroughs in areas that matter to everyone. Modeling complex climate change scenarios with much higher accuracy. Accelerating vital medical research. Finding new drug candidates.
Things that build real credibility.
Yes, that real-world credibility builds a lasting foundation. It's the kind of value that will definitely outlast any temporary hype cycle. It moves AI from just being interesting to being genuinely useful, even essential.
If you connect all those dots,
Yeah.
the massive investment, the constant innovation, the deep business integration, the infrastructure race, the government backing, solving huge problems.
Yeah.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? These aren't just isolated things happening. It feels like a fundamental deepening.
Yeah.
AI is getting woven into the fabric of our global infrastructure, our problem-solving toolkit.
That's a great way to put it. It's not just about flashy demos anymore. It's about building the underlying muscle, the underlying brain power that's going to shape, well, everything that comes next. The core capabilities are just getting stronger and more embedded, whatever the headlines say day to day.
So pulling this all together then,
Yeah.
what does this mean for you listening and for the future of AI? The article, as you said, concludes, this isn't really a bubble bursting,
No.
but more like the hype cycle maturing into the adoption cycle.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And the source actually lays out 4 key shifts that really define this new reality, this maturation.
Okay, what are they?
First, it says we're moving from speculation to execution. That initial gold rush phase, everyone chasing the next big, shiny AI idea, that's largely over. Now it's about who can actually execute, who can deliver real-world value. That's the new currency.
Makes sense. Show, don't just tell. What's second?
Second, a shift from novelty to utility, like we discussed with consumer apps. The initial wow factor of a new AI tool is fading. Now the demand is for measurable return on investment. ROI. Does it actually make things better, faster, cheaper?
Proof points. Okay. Third,
we're transitioning from Wild West to guardrails. You mentioned regulation moving in, that's part of it. It's about ensuring safety, building trust, deploying AI ethically. The freewheeling early days are evolving.
necessary guardrails, as you said. And fourth,
A really interesting one, a shift from generalists to specialists. Those huge one-size-fits-all AI models were amazing, but the article argues the biggest value now lies in AI solutions tailored for specific industries.
so like AI for healthcare, AI for finance, AI for manufacturing.
Exactly. AI that understands the specific nuances, data, and problems of a particular domain, that's where it becomes more precise, more impactful, and ultimately delivers more value.
So that's really the core message then, isn't it? These headlines about cooling AI, they're really a sign of evolution, not extinction.
Crazy.
The true story seems to be that AI is actually entering maybe its most important chapter yet. A chapter defined by tackling harder problems, achieving much deeper integration across society, and focusing on creating sustainable long-term value.
It's a fundamental shift from that initial, maybe overheated, speculative frenzy towards an enduring transformation.
And that enduring transformation driven by the core capabilities,
Yeah,
that's what's going to power the next decade.
I think so. As the hype inevitably settles down, the real heat, the real power of AI, its ability to genuinely augment human intelligence, to automate complexity we couldn't handle before, and to push the frontiers of science, that's the force that will drive progress.
Wow. Well, it's been absolutely fascinating unpacking all these nuances today, from those market jitters and pilot problems to the relentless innovation and deep investment still happening under the surface.
It really is a complex picture, isn't it? Not easily summarized.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
And for you, our listener, maybe here's a final thought to chew on, something the article really made me think about. Given that the source highlights AI's impact on, quote, the economics of intelligence itself, and this big shift towards augmenting human intelligence, what new opportunities, or maybe what new challenges, does this maturation phase present for how you personally learn, how you work, how you create value in a world that's just going to be increasingly shaped by AI?
That's the question, isn't it? How do we adapt and thrive alongside it?
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.